Hello, it's Andrew Eborn here again with a very, very special edition where I have not one, but two presidents, because I was told by my good chum, Anthony Darkstone Brooke, that he has a world exclusive he would like to share with us here on ENN. Anthony, tell us all about it.
Oh, absolutely. What we got to share with you today, in fact, is, and he has never done an interview with anyone before. He has lots lined up, but I would like you and everybody else watching or the video eventually to say a very warm welcome and hello and a good afternoon to Dr. Joel Zaritsky, because it's now noon in New York City, where he's sitting at the moment, and this is our Society of American Magicians president. So you've got an exclusive first there, Andrew.
It is the world exclusive. I'm delighted to introduce the president, the new president of the Society of American Magicians. Please welcome Joel Batman Zaritsky.
Hey, Andrew, how's it going there?
Hi, everybody. Going so incredibly well. And I love, not only have you got one, you've got loads of Batmen. It's going to be good.
It is going to be good because we have a little thing planned for you and your viewers to actually tell them all about it. But before I start, I need to ask something very personal of you. I saw a clip on your way to Buckingham Palace.
Ah, yes.
With one of my favorite cars, which is a Bentley. I don't have one anymore, but it had an exclusive number plate with your name.
What was that exclusive number plate?
Eborn.
Eborn? Good heavens, outrageous.
Is it? That's your Bentley, I assume, is it?
Well, really? That would be a coincidence. And the only reason I got that car is so that I could remember what the number plate was.
Well, that's good for mnemonics. Anytime we're doing an effect that involves mnemonics. Okay, let me just tell you very briefly. In fact, you've all met our president of the Society of American Magicians, Dr. Joel. I myself am very, very honored to say I have been an international envoy for the Society of American Magicians since 2000. So that's 20 years, not bad. And more recently, and if you want to talk about it later, Andrew and Joel will, we have started as an international assembly, which has people from all over the planet, which Joe will tell you about.
Well, no, but it can't be all over the planet. It's got to be all over the galaxy. I've seen Avengers. I know what it's like.
No, we've seen the magic in the galaxy. No, we're just going to keep it to the planet. But I tell you what, speaking of magic and the Society of American Magicians, now, we all belong to the Magic Circle, as you know, where I think I first met you some years ago when I gave a talk, and I haven't seen you for almost a year.
It's incredible. It feels like a lot longer on lockdown.
It does a little bit, yes. Well, mind you, it depends how much scotch you got stocked. Yes, that was about a year ago when you kindly invited me to come and speak at the headquarters of Equity in London, and that was a fun thing to do.
Yes, anyway, that's right. I'm vice president of the largest branch in Equity. The Actors Union has 46,000 members, and I invited you along to speak about canned laughter, which is a pet project of mine, and it's all to do with mental health. And the phrase, it's okay not to be okay. And we were originating that sort of initiative. And I wanted people to talk about mental health and how important that was. And you spoke eloquently about it. You were very open and honest, and some tremendous feedback.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, I believe you saw my talk at the Magic Circle. You had kind words to say about that one too.
Look at you. I'm still, every day I rush down to the post. My birthday coming up. That check has still not arrived, 7th of July is my birthday. Remember that. I'll look forward to the check.
Get with it, Andrew. There are no more checks anymore. It's cryptocurrency,
Crypto. You with your bitcoins.
Now the 7th of July is particularly important to me because I happen to be born on that day in 1947.
I know.
And would you believe, what are the odds? We have a fellow Cancerian with us because Joel also has a birthday in July.
July. But I'm a
Leo, this should just be a party. Forget the millions who are watching. We should just toast ourselves. We're going to celebrate in lockdown, aren't we?
Absolutely. And he's a collector of good, fine malt whiskey and Glenfiddich.
Well, I can soon help him through that collection. Oh, come on.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, he's got my vote. Is this something about presidents?
Yeah. Well, we run a few shows, Joel and I, on behalf of the Society of American Magicians, and on one of them, in fact, whiskey from Scotland did feature very strongly. But anyway,
I love it. I love a good malt.
Well, actually, it was on a show that I put together the concept, and Joel helped me, and he's the executive producer. It's called Arian Black's Magic Kitchen, which has a little bit of magic, a little bit of really fast and fun cooking. And one of the guests we had is a lady you would know, a fellow member of the Magic Circle, Louise Andre Douglas.
Oh, Louise, one of my favorite people. She's such a star.
I know. She really is. She's lovely in many, many ways. And she, as a guest on the show, made Kranaken, which is a Scottish dessert.
Yes, well, I know what it is. That's good.
I know you know what it is. Yes, and of course she was quite liberal with the whiskey.
Well, I think that's very good. When I first heard about mentalism, that sort of stuff, I was really excited because I saw that they had a spirit cabinet.
Yes.
You can imagine my disappointment when it wasn't what I was hoping it was.
Well, I'll have to introduce you to a very, very long-time pal of mine, also a fellow SAM member, and a member of our International Assembly, by the way, Scott Wells, who has a remarkable...
Oh, I know. I've met Scott. A lovely guy.
He was on one of our shows as well, teaching everybody how to make a martini, or more precisely, how not to do it wrong. Anyway, to come back to our chat for today, because I know all our time is limited. So
I've got unlimited time. That's the owning the channel.
Fabulous.
I can go on for days.
Let me speak a little bit, in fact, about, and it's all connected. For those of us, those who are watching the clip later, may know that the links between the Magic Circle and the SAM, Society of American Magicians, go back a very long way, decades. In fact, at pretty much almost until recently, every SAM convention, there would be the president and other people from the Magic Circle who attended and did a special show. And then they gave a cocktail party for Magic Circle members who were also members of the SAM. Now, I remember with great fondness, dear Chris Pratt, who is no longer with us when he was secretary, gave a wonderful cocktail show. I can't remember which city it was in. We didn't do that in January because we're smart, aren't we, Joel, at the SAM? We did our convention in Las Vegas in January, so everybody could fly. Oh yeah. We predict these things, for a few pound notes, we'll let you into the secret.
But what I love about the SM, many things I love about you. You beat the Magic Circus. It's not every convention. May the 10th, if I remember, May the 10th, 1902 was when you were founded. Is that right?
Correct.
And the Magic Circle was the 1st of July, 1905. So you beat us by a good 3 years. So next week will be our 115th anniversary. You've just had your... Thank you very much on behalf of the Magic Circle.
Yes.
On behalf of the Magic Circle, fantastic, glorious thing. And I helped organise a blue plaque for the Magic Circle at this restaurant. My good friend Mike Reed, you can see the episode. We managed to wrestle through all the quagmire of corporate stuff which Westminster has to make sure you can put on a blue plaque. Dynamo magically appeared and cut the ribbon and restored it again, and that was all good. And basically, we now have a blue plaque commemorating where the Magic Circle was founded. 23 magicians on the 1st of July, 1905. 115 years ago next week. But Sam, May the 10th, 1902, congratulations on your 118th year. Tremendous.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're very proud of it. And I think we need to clear up something. A lot of people are under the misconception that because it says Society of American Magicians, they go, well, I'm not an American. Well, it doesn't matter. It's a worldwide organization. You can belong to it. And in fact,
5,000, you've got more members than us in the Magic Circle. You've got 5,000 members, haven't you?
And counting.
Yeah, well, I'm not counting. There's a lot of fingers and toes. We've got 1,500 around the world, and I'm sure somebody's really clever done a Venn diagram, and if not, they should do a Vernon diagram, maybe for him instead. Overlapping bits, and you can have like the magic circle and the sun. We can have like the linking ring because that's one as well, and you can see who belongs to both. Because I don't belong to you. I don't.
No, I know.
What?
We shall have to
exactly. That's the noise I would make. Batman.
I
Come
know.
on. We should. Nobody's asked me.
Well, consider yourself officially asked. We would love you to be. We would love you. We would love you to be part of the International Assembly.
I want to do that. I want to be like Batman. If you've got a president called Batman, who could I be? I could be Truth Man. I could have the Truth Man show. We'd be rather good. We could work out, because my venture will be question everything, make sure we get down to the truth, the nitty gritty. I'll be Truth Man, if I belong to this assembly.
We do that. My job as Alfred is to polish the silver and make coffee. But if you were to come in, I think Joel would follow my lead and bring you to the cave as well. I'll just make the coffee. You can polish the silver.
I know what Joe.
You're a man who knows what Georgian
cabinet.
You know what Georgian. You're a man who knows what Georgian teapots should look like. So there we are. You're an elegant, sophisticated man. So there
I wouldn't go too far.
Well, why not? You're going to pay me, so it's all right. Anyway, coming back to both organizations, just very quickly, in the International Assembly, we have a number of Magic Circle people who are members of the International Assembly. The Secretary, Catherine Rhodes, who else? Spiros Malares, Louise, and of course, in the SAM, we have Bill Palmer, George Schindler.
You're not going to name all 5,000.
No. I'll lead it. Only
5,000 members, because they're grizzled if you don't mention them.
No. We're cool. We don't worry about such things. But I must mention George Schindler, of course.
Of course, Schindler's list.
He is our dean.
He had a list, I remember.
Yeah. No, not this one. He's a good man. The
other one was a very good man. A great film.
I know. I'm just saying. Talking about George is actually good because it leads us in very nicely into some of the things I think your viewers would be interested in looking at and listening to. A few years ago, I was George's house guest at his place in Brooklyn in New York, and he took me to a few places. And one of the places he took me to was the Machpelah Cemetery in Queens in New York. Now, why would he do that? I think the reason he would do that, and I would ask Joel to put up a picture. There we are. If you can highlight that picture somehow, Andrew.
Oh, it looks good. For Houdini, we can see that.
Can you highlight that picture?
Yes, if Joel speaks us through it, we can.
Oh, okay, Joel. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, off you go. There you go.
The picture.
There's the picture. Okay, I'm just seeing a small picture. Anyway, I'll talk you through it. That's at the actual Houdini tomb gravesite at the Jewish cemetery in Queens, with some individual standing next to it, that individual being me. Now, if you look at that picture, it looks complete, but it actually isn't, because I will ask Joel to...
Oh, you're frozen.
You froze.
Anthony, you froze. There we go. You're still there, aren't you, Joel?
I'm still here, of course.
Okay, why don't you speak us through it? There you go. You talk us through it, Joel, in case everybody disappears.
So if you're looking at this picture, you'll notice above where it says Houdini, there is nothing there. So let's go to what it is now, and you can see the bust of Houdini now.
Oh, good heavens, well done.
Yes, they did a fantastic job of putting that on. And it
Houdini or bust, that's what they said.
Yes, Houdini or bust. So it's absolutely beautifully done. And that's what Anthony was talking about. Getting back on there. So
So wonderful. Well, we've lost Anthony, so you're going to have to carry on. You can tell us a bit more about, because this is your first interview as president of the SAM. Tell us what your vision is for the future and what's going to happen about the further extension of magic in the world.
So I do a lot of hosting. I do the SAM lecture series, which is every Friday night that we've opened up to every magician across the world. We now have close to about 3,000 people tuning in each week.
Wow!
For our lecturers, so it's been pretty big. I'm
also. Do you pay for the lectures?
No, every magician who's come on has actually donated their time because they're trying to further the art of magic, and that's what we're trying to do. That's why I'm opening it up to every magician, not just for the SAM, not for IBM or the Magic Circle. It could be anybody, whoever wants to join us. So I'm really passionate about that, of just opening it up this time.
I love it. So people want to have a look at this then, Joel. Where would they find the details?
If they go onto the SAM website, which is magicsam.com/box office, every episode is recorded, so you can watch it anytime.
Oh, so you can go now, but not now. Don't go now.
Not now.
Don't start that. It's not going to start until the very end of this program. And we'll get to the okay. Don't lose our audience. You with your 30,000 million people watching. It's got to be good. But it is free, which is brilliant. And what I love about this period is artists and lecturers and magicians. I've had lots of really famous people on the show who have given their time for nothing in order to share. Or we've done lots of things. We've done lots of live events for charity, and we've already raised. We did a big concert, just me and RJ Gibb, the son of Robin Gibb from the Bee Gees. We did a concert for Serbia, and we basically turned around and, in addition with the Serbian royal family, we were raising money for the NHS, National Health Service over here.
Wow.
And also for the Serbian Lifeline charity, and the money was split. And we gave some real, just our time, just me prattling on with RJ and various other things, and Her Royal Highness from Serbia. And we gave over £450,000 worth of medical equipment just from chatting. So the idea, Joel, the idea that people give and they can make things happen, I think is extraordinary.
You know, my theme for this year is the energy of the SAM. And you have to ask, what is the energy of the SAM? And the answer is you. It is.
Me? Oh, thank you. I didn't realize. So I'm the energy of the SAM.
You are.
You're Joel, the president said so. Don't you try and argue. He's Batman.
That's right. That's what I want. I want your passion, your energy, to be able to bring it, to make everything better for magicians worldwide. That's my idea. That's my theme for this year.
And we love it. And tell me then, in terms of the presidential stuff, how does it work? Do you get elected? Because obviously we've got another presidential election coming up in your side of the world. What are the tips you would give to guarantee success in an election?
Listen and learn.
Listen what? Listen and learn the lessons of history.
And learn to your constituents.
So what would you? So we've got the presidential elections in November, beginning of November this year. Talk me through your election and how you got selected to be president of SAM, and the tip that you would give to the candidates. And there's more than one candidate. The candidates for this election happening in November.
So basically, in the SAM, you go up the chairs. You start as a regional vice president, then you go to a second vice president, then to a first vice president, president-elect, and then ultimately to president. So basically, at each step, you are learning more and more about the organization. You're getting much more involved with everything. So it builds your, it's not like, okay, you're elected, now go. It's not like that. It's a slow, incremental, year-by-year step to get to where you need to be.
So is it dead person's shoes? Is that how it works?
Not the dead person's, unless you get knocked off. Which no, I don't knock anybody off.
But is it an election, or is it just a sort of natural progression?
It is elected up until president. First vice president and second vice president are actually elected. When you get to president-elect and president, it's an automatic thing. So they figured, hey, you got up to that point, why not? Let him go. So
that's it. So it works on that sort of basis. And how long are you in office for?
Just a year.
Just 1 year. Good heavens. And Houdini, and you were mentioning about Houdini earlier. Talk to me about his position in SAM.
Yeah, so he became president back in 1911. He held the title of president for the longest of anybody ever did, actually, in the SAM, and pretty much until his death. So he's, it's amazing that I'm going to be president 100 years after Houdini.
Isn't that such a fantastic role to have?
Yeah, which I'm so happy about. But I'm trying to tap into the passion and the energy that Houdini used to have and bringing that back. And that's
he was one of the world's ever best showmen, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
And I think if you can capture that, and one of the things we have at the Magic Circle is we have the Houdini straitjacket. Anthony's back with us, hello. Well, we had the.
Yes, I'm not quite sure what happened there. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, don't worry, we've done it. He said terrible things about you when you were gone. I should get you back. You can tell me the real Joel Batman.
I know exactly what he would have said about me. Yes.
This is the one thing about energy, because we can hear Houdini's voice. We have the water torture cell. We have the original straitjacket in our museum. And what I love, as you say, 111 years afterwards, you're coming in there, Joel, and you are going to step into his shoes. But they were quite tiny shoes, weren't they? What shoe size do you take?
I'm about a 9.5, so I'm not too far off.
No, that's 9.5. That's 9.5 American. That'll be about an 8.
What's that? The conversion rate at the moment?
Yeah, in England, it'll be about an 8. It'll be about an 8.
There you go. That's what happens. More money for your buck. It used to say it will follow the dollar and the sterling. That's your shoe size. Work on that basis.
Joel was going to put up the other picture.
We were having such fun.
That's okay.
Are we going to his holiday snaps?
Yeah, no, the picture
with the donkey. Go on, then,
no, the picture without me in it. There it is. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the one. You'll now notice it has a bust on it. Yes, one.
Yeah, we saw that. That's right. No, Joel explained about that and the great work that you did to get that bust up there. And Joel came up with a gag, Houdini or bust, and I laughed.
I did not write that script for him.
That was my fault. I didn't have a script. I just ad-libbed, as you probably realised.
I know. The bust is taken away and kept in a safe place in New York. I know where that is.
So what do you do? You go along there with these statues. We're talking about statues being torn down. Have you seen this morning?
Well, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. No, let's go with the bust. The bust is taken down, and the reason for that is it's only put up on certain occasions. The reason is because he was vandalized, particularly on the 31st of October, which was the date of his death, as you know. As many people watching this will know. So the SAM does not own the site or the plot in the cemetery, but does look after the upkeep, and it would be failing if I did not mention that one of our illustrious members, I don't know if Joel has mentioned this already, David Copperfield, actually contributed quite a lot of money to restore it and bring it up.
David, I have to say, is one of the most generous people in magic. He is such a lovely man. He's so giving, so helpful with his time. And he's got a glorious museum. I saw his show.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Anytime people go to Vegas, I'd love to. He's going to come on the show. Hopefully, he'll be flying in. He doesn't need a plane. He can fly in to the show and see that. It would be absolutely brilliant. But he's so generous with his time. And a lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but he has a fantastic collection himself, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. That is quite a museum, and indeed, we have one of our own, not as lavish, I may add, in Colorado, where we're adding and doing things to it. More about that as and when we get to where we need to get to on that one. We'll let you know. And of course, there is Lance Burton who looks after. He was like a second son to, like a son to Gary Darwin, rest his soul, lovely man. And he now looks after Gary's pieces and bits from museum, and Lance is going to come on the Darkstone dossiers at some stage to talk about that.
The Darkstone dossiers? Look at him plugging another show.
I am. No, it's
dossiers.
It is.
We had Joel earlier trying to get people to watch all your free lectures. You're taking
the
audience. Well, thank you to both of my guests.
It's all part of the benefits of being a Society of American Magicians members. The Darkstone dossiers had its first guest, who's a MIMC with a gold star, my longtime pal from Houston, Texas, Bill Palmer. And the last show was another MIMC with a gold star, another gentleman I've known for, oh gosh, more years than I care to remember, introduced to me by Keith Churcher, another MIMC
good old
gold
Keith.
star, and that was Mark Paul.
Mark Paul, fantastic mentalist.
Yeah, indeed, and much more. And well, we're not plugging the show.
Look, here we go. Look. There you go.
Oh, I know. I see it. I noticed.
That's what
yes.
we got. Ali Bongo gave me this. I was going to buy the other one from eBay.
We will have a show coming up where we're going to talk about Ali Bongo and his role with David Nixon, but more of that later on. I'll post that on the Magic Circle things. But anyway, coming back to Eric Weiss, for some of them may not know, that was his name, yes, and he died, and I'm reading from notes, I mean, because I don't want to trust my memory, at 1:26 p.m., age 52, at the Grace Hospital in Detroit. Now, lovely movie with Tony Curtis where he played Houdini, and basically what happened, very, very short words of the story, it's a long story but I'll make it short. He contracted his muscles in such a way to be able to take a punch to his solar plexus. He had given a talk or a lecture, and one of the people just punched him when he wasn't prepared. He developed peritonitis and then went to the hospital, as I said, and then died. Sidney Radner, who was a great pal of another pal of mine you sure would have heard of, he's gone now, Steve Dacquery. Steve, they would all do these seances, and then Sidney just stopped them. Speaking of seances, Houdini had left Bess, his wife, I think the sum of, I may have got this wrong, but it was a sizable sum, I think about $10,000 or $100,000, and a code word for any medium anywhere who made contact with him. And they had to say, well, I have contacted him and he's told me the code word. To date, no one has done that. And speaking of Bess, when you go to the cemetery, the pictures that Joel's just put up, there's if that's the statue there, over on this side on the ground, there's a tomb or grave for Bess, which is not true, because a good friend of ours, who's also an SAM member and in New York, Bobby Tokova, who's a historian, actually told us that her body is not there but elsewhere. So, you know, it's kind of very interesting. You just don't know how and why. Speaking of the Magic Circle and the SAM ties, some of your viewers may be interested to know that around 1911, the 27th of May to be precise, Will Goldston, a name you will know and all Magic Circle members will know, invited Houdini when he was in London to an inaugural meeting of the League of Magicians and made Houdini the president. They changed the name later to the London Magicians Club, and Houdini was still the president. And one of the pictures that we put up is fairly rare, and that one was acquired by Louis Davenport, the famous Davenport family, in 1949, and I think is part of their collection, which I think young Roy is, you know, in the process of selling some of the collection. So that's kind of a little bit of background on Houdini. Do we have a couple of those pictures there? That's the one, Joel. Yeah,
right there. Yeah, we got it.
There's a big tie-in with, you know, Will Goldston, Magic Circle, obviously, you know, and this Magicians Club. And it's still called the London Magicians Club at Davenport, when they used to be at Charing Cross. I first met them back in the day when they were opposite the British Museum as you know, Andrew. I'm not as young as I look, and neither am I as old as I look. I'm going back a goodly while when dear Pat Page, my lovely friend and mentor, used to work the counter in Great Russell Street.
It was absolutely brilliant. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break in a bit, but we will be back for more. But I'll let just a couple of points on Harry Houdini and his last words. Do you remember what his last words were?
Not that I know of. No.
His last words were reportedly, "I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of fighting." He was a youngster. He was only 52 years old.
Yes.
He died in room 401 of the hospital that we spoke about.
That's right.
And he left that special word for his wife, basically in case the mediums could contact him. Because he wasn't sure. Until his dying day, he wasn't quite sure what was happening and so on and so forth. And many people, and James Randi famously, we've talked to lots of people on the show about fake mediums and people offering money in order to expose this sort of stuff. And there's still, the Magic Circle has an offer out there for anybody who can prove that it's real. And I've had people on this show and we've been debunking all sorts of things. And that offer remains. And so we would absolutely love to sort that out. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring both of you back next time. We're going to take a quick break, if that's good. And then after the break,
how do we get back?
Going to come up, Anthony, coming up after the break. Tell us what's happening.
How do we get back in?
I'll let you back in if you're good.
No, well, same link. No,
if you're good, I might just have Batman back in. I'll send you a secret word in the same way as Houdini sent a secret word to Bess. I'm communicating that secret word now. Okay, have you got it?
Do we click on the same link?
No, I'm going to undo. I'm going to send you something even better than that. But spirits, I'm transmitting the word now to you. Okay, in the same way as Houdini did to Bess. This is the magic word to let you back in this room. Have you got it?
No.
The word is no. Four-letter word. K-N-O-W. That's the word. Come straight back after these important messages. Join us with the two presidents from America. We'll see you straight after this. Welcome back. It's the Andrew Eborn Show, and I'm delighted with the return of Batman. How are you, Joel?
Hey, how's it going there? How you doing?
Doing so wonderfully well. It's so brilliant. What have you been doing since I last saw you?
Well, just trying to get everything ready for the show. I got shows going all tonight, including the free lecture series for all magicians.
We love that free. You're still determined to get rid of my punters, aren't you? We love that free lecture series. It's going to be brilliant. We were talking last time about how you became president. We were talking about the honor that you had, that it was 111 years after Houdini, and we were talking about his fantastic legacy. And we touched last time about his death and the rumors, and not just rumors, but his death, I think, is something that actually there's a lot of fake news there, because myth has it that this guy, basically the McGill University student, caused his death. Now, I think there is an alternative view of events which we should look at. My background is as a barrister, and I like to look at these things. And the reality is that a strike to the stomach doesn't necessarily cause appendicitis. And so there's a possibility that he had an underlying condition that was only brought to his attention as a result of that injury. And because of that, he didn't seek the medical attention that he should have sought early on. So I think there are questions that we should ask, not necessarily in this format, but I like the idea that in your presidency, Batman, we have a look at the underlying story about Houdini and the truth, because that's what I do here on ENN, Eborn News Network. We question everything. That's something that will be the mission during your presidency, and we'll gather all the evidence, and we're going to revolutionize the world of magic and clarify the truth behind Houdini's death. How does that sound?
Finally get to the bottom of it. I agree with that. Let's do it.
We do it. We love it. And I think he's joined us again. I love that.
Yeah, I have. I've been around.
He's joined us with us. Go through your presentation, Anthony.
No, I was just going to say, yes, I've always been iconoclastic about many things.
You wait till I get to addiction and you with your iconoclastics. Don't do that in my presence.
the appendicitis thing is one theory, but I mean, you may not necessarily know this, but a few other folks do. I've done a fair amount of martial arts in my time. The blow, in fact, was to his solar plexus as opposed to the stomach. And that can actually rupture the spleen and cause peritonitis as opposed to appendicitis. Having said all of that, we should in fact become forensic scientists, delve into this, and bring you back on one of the shows, and we can have a lovely roundtable discussion about this.
Oh no, better than that, we're going to get I know doctors around the world, and just by Harley Street here, I know some of the leading experts. We'll get all of the evidence. This will be my promise to you. I'll get all of the witnesses who will talk about McGill University. I'll get the doctors. We'll have a look at those reports, and we will crack the truth behind Houdini's death. That's my promise to you.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah, I think,
that's awesome.
In a presidential year with a new Batman as president and the Joker as the current president, we have. See what I did there?
Oh no, don't say
every possibility. Every possibility to resolve this.
I have to interrupt you. Stephen Spence, if you happen to watch this, he didn't mean you, Joker, as the current president. Okay, he did not mean you. No, I'm just an international envoy and president of the International Assembly, the main head honcho, the president, most illustrious, as we refer to our presidents in the SAM, with good reason, is Dr. Joel. I think basically would be remiss of us if we didn't mention very, very quickly, in fact, the fact that Eric Weiss, aka Houdini, was twice president of the SAM, not once, but twice, which nobody else has done. Now, Joel, you know, we've had some eminent names, I mean, both living and dead. I mean, people like Dan Garrett, for example.
Is Dan Garrett both living and dead?
Well, no, he's living.
Oh,
he's living.
Oh, he's living.
He's living. He's on one of our international star shows very shortly. But anyway, I'll leave Joel to talk about some of our, shall we say, more notable members, and indeed, you know, some of our past presidents, both living and, you know, those who passed. So over to you, Dr. Joel.
Dr. Joel, are you still with us?
He is. He's got a picture up.
He's disappeared, Dr. Joel. I think you're going to have to talk us through it, Anthony. He's disappeared.
Ah, no, he's got the stills for it. I'm not quite sure what happened.
Don't worry, no, that's okay. You talk us through. You talk us through something.
Will.
I'm sure in the same way as you disappeared, he'll be back.
He'll be back. In your best Schwarzenegger voice, of course. Yes.
Exactly. It's always a thrill. So talk us through some of your members. You can share.
I will. I
always like a good PowerPoint.
Max Maven, David Copperfield, Houdini, of course, whom we mentioned, Matt King, Matt Franco, who some folks may not know, but a former student of Jeff McBride's, who won America's Got Talent at one stage. So all of these very illustrious people are all members of the SAM. Some of our, like I mentioned, Dan at one time, he and I ran a column in MUM for 4 years called World Class Magic. He's a president. I can't recall too many others at the moment that are still with us, but you know, there have been some eminent names in the past, shall we say. But I just want to emphasize that Houdini, Eric Weiss, was president twice. There's a, you know, I think Thurston was at one stage, if I'm not mistaken. So lots of good things happening. And in the actual assembly, we have a publication. I'm just going to reach for it, and it's kind of relevant. And it's MUM, which is our monthly magazine, kind of equivalent to the Magic Circular.
Oh, the Magic Circular looks like this. This is the current version of the Magic Circular. Yeah. You can see that one. There we go. So you can compare notes. So that's the Magic Circular, which looks fantastic.
I just received mine the other day, in fact. What we do is we have got a column in there, as you can see, called Magic Around the World, which myself...
Oh, with Ariane Black!
And Ariane Black, exactly, yeah. And we feature people from all over the world on there. Many of whom are in the International Assembly. Ariane was recently on the May issue of MUM, and I'm very pleased to have written yet another article about her. I've written several. But the August issue, I think I should mention it here, is going to be extra special. Oh, there's a cover with Arian on it.
Yeah, let's have a look, Joel. The Batman returns.
There you go. I'm back.
How are you, Joel?
Yeah, the May issue. There it is. Yeah. The August issue is going to be of particular significance because, and I think it's important to mention it in this conversation, it's going to have a logo of the Magic Circle on the cover, which was very kindly sent to us by the Catherine Rhodes, the secretary, as you know, of the Magic Circle. And around it are going to be 12 people who are members of the Magic Circle. Included in those 12 people are eminent names like Catherine Rose, Mandy Davis, David Berglass, MBE.
Oh, David Berglass, what a legend. I mean, come on.
Exactly. So, you know, and he was booked, I think, more than once, if my memory serves, to some of the SAM conventions.
He took me for a fantastic dinner once, just up, because he lives just up the road from me. So I'm here in Regent's Park, and Delicieri, that was the name of the place, and we had a fantastic meal together. And he was one of life's real characters. He is a president's president, isn't he?
He is. He was indeed at one time of the Magic Circle, as some of us will know. Yeah.
Oh, no, exactly. As I'm saying, he was the president for a fantastic time, and he helped get the premises that we have just by Euston Station.
Yes.
He was such a brilliant ambassador. We love David to death, and he would ooze charm and presidential status everywhere he went. Rather similar to Joel, I can tell. Because Joel, I've heard one of Joel's campaign promises was that he's going to get Andrew Eborn to question everything and find out about Harry Houdini and the real reason he died. And that's why Joel got elected.
Possibly.
The truth.
It's true. Never let the truth stand in the way of a good story.
Okay. Well, I think I mentioned, as Joel's put up the still as well of some of our more illustrious and notable members like Max Maven, et cetera, I've already mentioned in the SAM. But I think the message here is, look, you don't have to be an American. It's international. We have an international assembly. We write about people all over the world in MUM. And the August issue is just going to be absolutely amazing. I know copies will go to the library at the Circle. I know it's closed, but, you know, mail still gets delivered. And I dare say Laura London will look after it. And, you know, there's a lot of people featured in it that are all members of the Magic Circle.
Who are the others then? You mentioned.
I'm trying to think. There's Catherine. There's Mandy Davis. There's
David Berglass. Who are the other 9?
Mike Vincent, and of course, I could not possibly leave out dear Roy Marsh.
Roy
who
Marsh,
was probably
as well. How did you select the 12? How were the 12 the chosen ones? How were they
it wasn't easy, I can tell you. Yeah, but because I wanted a spread of different things. Yes, and. Yeah, Roy, of course, is the MC's MC. I loved it because he introduced me at my lecture when I was there, and so on. And Roy, I think everybody will agree, was the elegant, sartorial, and the best MC ever. Yeah. Oh, and I've got Barry Cooper, who you will know of, who has shared part of his thesis. Which got him his AIMC with us. So I can't off the top of my head, but I can assure you they're really quality people. Tough job to try and choose. I wanted a reasonable mix. And speaking of mixes, I'll leave it to Joel because I think he wants to tell you a little bit about the upcoming on the 27th, to which you are invited, Andrew, and we will send you the link. We will send you. I will personally do that. Okay.
Yeah, so Anthony has put together the International Assembly. Now, literally from all over the world. Now, Anthony, if you just go through where members are in the International Assembly. I mean, go ahead and just...
Yeah, Canada, the USA, obviously. We have Morocco. We have the Netherlands. We have Norway. We have Scotland. Oh gosh, a ton of places, Australia, and very shortly South Africa. So yeah, it's pretty, and Nepal coming on shortly. So yeah, there's quite a bit of it.
So coming up on June 27th, for the first time ever it's going to be the International Assembly Show. So, with some amazing stars.
Some of those, if you pull it up again, Joel, I think some of those Andrew certainly will know. We'll just point out who those folks are.
Talk us through them, Joel. Talk us through the international stars for June the 27th. These are some of the people you can expect to see.
Yes, I can tell you who they are.
Go on then.
I don't know if Joel can pull the picture up.
I can see it. If Joel tells us, we'll be able to see it.
Yeah, okay.
As well.
Well,
we got Ariane.
Yeah, go ahead, Joel. Go ahead.
Yep. We have Emerson Rodriguez, Mark Williams.
From Brazil, yes. Yep.
Jason Andrews. We have Alexander the Great. Dan Garrett. Sylvia is coming in.
From the Netherlands, yes.
That's right. Bobby Torkova.
New York. Great Bobby, yeah.
Yeah, Louise Douglas, who was on...
Scotland, yeah.
Yeah. And, of course, Anthony's coming on.
Who's that chap on the bottom?
Oh, that's my doppelganger who just hosts these things. Yes, he just hosts these things.
So that's on June the 27th, a galaxy of stars, How can people get tickets? How can they come along?
Well, the short answer is they can't.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that.
No. Seriously. These shows are almost exclusively for SAM members. Yes, they're SAM productions. What we do from time to time, obviously, is extend the invitation to all members of the Magic Circle via a post I make on the Magic Circle FB page. If, however, you want to say something about it, Andrew, and people are interested, there's nothing to stop them getting in touch with you, and I leave it to your discretion. We will obviously...
I have no discretion. You don't leave anything to my discretion.
No, we'll send you the link.
So we have, I'll tell you what the story is, Anthony. We have an audience of millions around the world. There are already 5,000 people who are members of SAM. We have 1,500 members of the Magic Circle. This goes out to the great British public. It goes out globally. We've had guests in from Australia to Zambia to various other things. You're getting an audience of millions, many of whom, as much as they like to do magic, and magic is part of their life because that's what we like to do, they're not magicians. So my question to you, whilst leaving it to my discretion, is are they invited or do they need to be magicians to come and see it?
Preferably they need to be magicians. However, having said that, you are invited, and I will personally send you the link.
But I'm invited. That's very nice.
No. Pay attention, Andrew. Pay attention. Yes, it's the syntax that matters. Yes.
Is there a tax on sin now? You can't start taxing sin. I owe a fortune.
I know. No jokes. Yeah, I fed you the line. I know. I'll send you the Zoom link. Obviously, I'll do that personally. And millions of people watching it. Obviously, we can't have them on. Yes, it is essentially for the SAM and for Magic Circle members. Having said that, if someone says, "Oh, look, I really got to watch it, Andrew, can you send me the link?" Well, that I will leave to your discretion. Obviously, sending it out to millions of people everywhere. Not going to happen. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. But it's the first of several shows, and we will do others.
But that's great. So will there be one for the general public? Because a lot of people watching this, and I've had huge superstars from around the world doing concerts. We're doing lots of online things. Madonna, Kylie, lots of different people. Harvey Goldsmith, who puts on these massive events. My good friend Toya from the UK.
I saw that. Yep.
Lots of people have been on this show talking about how they're promoting their shows and how they can join in online. Now, a lot of people will say, we love these magicians. We love what they're doing. We've got Batman. Come on. He's going to solve the story about Houdini. I want more. They're going to turn around and say, I want to see that show. When is there a show for the general public? That's what I've got to ask.
Probably about the middle of August.
Okay, that's good. So that's the one we're going to promote. The 27th of June is for all the little magicians and the big ones.
Yes.
As well. Yes. Those 9.5 shoes, unless you're in America. 9.5 shoes, 8 over here in the UK.
Correct.
What you can do, you have a chance, magicians and only magicians. So those of you who want to be a magician, start practicing quickly, and you might get an invitation for the 27th of June. But the one for the wide public is going to be sometime in August. Is that right?
Yes, towards the middle to the end of August, yes. Yes.
You just don't say which year.
As you appreciate, it takes an enormous amount of work behind the scenes to put all these things together and collate artists, etc., etc. But yes.
Oh, I'll get you artists overnight. No, I'll tell you how it works. I had Harvey Goldsmith on the show just very recently, and he did Live Aid, one of the biggest shows in history. And he started the show, and this is how he started it, and he told me, and Bob Geldof is a mate as well, the way they started is to tell people, build it and they will come. So what happened is they booked television exposure around the world, they booked the venue, they had a big press conference, you can watch the episode here on Octopus, had a big conference and told the world every star that ever there was going to be on this. And Bob, who's brilliant at getting people involved, he just thought of every star he could think and just mentioned them all in the press conference. And the manager of Queen, a guy called Jim Beach, phoned them up and said, we know nothing about this. What do you mean Queen are going to be on? And of course, it was the iconic moment for Freddie. And they all then, the way you get it is you tell people that the other people are going to be on the show. Because then every magician that ever there was will say, well, I've got to be part of that show. David Coffield's going to be there. We're going to have Batman's going to reveal the secret about Harry Houdini's death. It's going to be the show to watch sometime in August, and we'll set that date, and that's going to be announced exclusively here.
All right, we can do that. All right, yeah, we can do that. Yeah,
make it happen.
We can do that. We can make it happen. Joel
and I have been attitude. I love an American can-do attitude.
Joel and I have been known to, machinate and get things done. Yeah.
Machinate? Machin 7. I want quicker than that.
If you wish, says the man with a Bentley with his own name on it. God,
that's just a coincidence.
Is it? No way. You paid for that plate. You paid for that plate. Yeah. Anyway, all I've got is a measly AD on my plate. It was more accident than design, really. Yeah, Anthony Darkstone. Seriously, it just came up. And the guy went, "That's the one." And I went, "Yeah, okay, I'll take that."
Fantastic. That's what we love, that sort of stuff. So June the 27th, all members are going to be invited. You're going to invite, it's going to be sent out on the list. So people should wait for the list. They don't need to do anything other than wait for this wonderful Zoom link you're going to send them nice and early.
Yes, I will send you, not people. It'll appear on the.
You'll send me, not people. That's no, I'm not a person. Look, this is like.
You're a lovely.
I get rated by the International Academy. I'm not a member. I'm here promoting your show, but only a few people can come in. I'm going to invite you, not people.
You're a lovely person, Andrew.
I become a person, I've been promoted.
There are many starlets in Cannes who've told me that. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't have known, because I know you spent a lot of time in Cannes.
I do, a lot of time. And I would be there about this time of year for the film festival, and I would normally be presenting, and we do lectures, and we bring on all sorts of wonderful guests. But it's all been on lockdown now, hasn't it? So I've been doing this in my living room.
Okay, well, as I say, 27th, but I'll send you more and more information on what I would call our major public show. Yep.
It's happening in August. I know the headliners already. Bob's already on the phone to them.
I wish. Well, I can take. Well, in this show, in fact, we do have two Las Vegas major stars, which is Arian Black and Jason Andrews, who is also going to appear on one of the MUM covers. I know that because I wrote the article sometime later this year. So we do work very closely together with everything and tie stuff in. And the reason I'm saying that, and I'm absolutely 1,000% sure Joel backed me on it, is that we just want people to share the passion, the ethics, the love, if you like, for magic via the Society of American Magicians.
I love it.
And of course the Magic Circle as well.
So it's all anybody who wants to be a member. Anybody who wants to be a member of the Society of American Magicians, what should they do?
Well, basically, I think the first thing to do, depending where they reside, if they're in the United States, it's a fairly easy process. If they are outside of the US, best to get in touch with me. I'm fairly easy to find. People find me on the Anthony Darkstone Magic Chronicles, etc. Why? No, not because I'm special. Not because I'm special.
This is like product placement. Every other sentence is watch my free lectures at the end. Anthony Darkstone does this. Double D, we love it. Double D, people will go to the wrong site and you disappoint them. People looking for double D and they end up on your site. I can tell you, I'll get lots of angry people.
No, you won't. They're not meant to be angry. Ask me a question. I'm trying to explain to you how best it's done. Yes.
Go on then.
If they're elsewhere in the world, they're brought into the international assemblies because we have quite literally a few hundred assemblies all over the United States, sometimes several in one state. Yes. So it's important they go to the right assembly when they join. I can tell you right now, again, Joel, back this, the cost to join the Society of American Magicians is $55. That's it. That's the annual fee. And there's a whole list of benefits. I don't want to go into a commercial for it here, but there's a whole list of benefits.
No, go for the commercial. I love we don't want to go for a commercial. We're halfway through a commercial for the whole thing. This is like QVC. I love that sounds. It sounds like a bargain. A bargain.
It is.
It is a bargain. $55.
It is. I mean, well, here's the great advantage that a lot of people who join us from other countries around the world have. They can put on their websites, on their business cards, all their promo material, the logo of the SAM. They literally can. So, great. Where's Andrew? He's disappeared. What happened to Andrew?
Yay!
It sounds amazing. It sounds like a real bargain. And I thought, what I'd do, I could pay by check. You see, I've got one of these here. I could pay by check, which is very good. And this is like the British check. So there it is. I thank you all. Show you a quick magic trick because you had two professional magicians. They haven't shown. That was brilliant. Look, it even got my name on it. This is down to good old Andy Clockwise gave me this. See, there we go. Eborn, the Magic Bank, which is one we can tap the screen. And the great thing is, this is how we get our Great British Pounds. There you go. So my $55
very nice.
is about £60. Is that good?
I love it. That's awesome.
Thank you. Joel, and this is what I love. I've got two magic presidents, legends in the magic world, and you haven't showed us any magic. Will you come back another time and show us some magic?
We'd be delighted.
That would be brilliant. Yeah. That would be brilliant. So that's how you get to be a member of the SAM. It's a bargain price. I have to say, it's a real... It is a real bargain, and people don't realise just how cheap that is. So, look,
and the promo people get from around the world by putting that logo on their site is just stunning.
So what can I can put your logo on when I'm not a member yet. So, but when I'm a member,
but as and when someone becomes a member, they can use it. They can use it. I mean, I have it on my website along with the Magic Circle. So, the important thing here also is to say that it's absolutely easy. We have a wonderful gentleman called Bruce Calver, whose name you would know, and many people in the Magic Circle would know. Bruce was indeed one of
the Batman's here with Bruce because it's quite appropriate. And I hope you wrestled him, Joel. I hope you wrestled him and say, listen. There can only be one Bruce, and I'm now president.
That's great.
Bruce is excellent. He looks after the website, etc. All I was going to say in turn, he set up a system for Manuel Rodriguez, who is our administrator, who deals with all that side of thing, that it's so simple. You just fill it in, put in your credit card details, or PayPal, and that's it. And then you get a nice little membership card with a nice certificate. And
what are the other benefits? I mean, I can use the logo. You get this wonderful access to these glorious events you do. What are the other? Run me through the other benefits you get for being a member of the SAM.
You get one of the best magazines in the business, MUM. In fact, this gentleman that we have here right now is one of the authors of the articles. Is that correct, Anthony?
It is. As I think I've shown it before.
It keeps disappearing. This is the best magic trick he does.
I go to my big desk on the floor. This is it. This is the MUM doing the joint with Matt King, one of our. Oh,
I love Matt. He's so hilarious. Absolutely brilliant show.
Magic Around the World. I think I've shown you this before. Magic Around the World, and here we have a Magic Circle member and an SAM International Assembly member, Magic Noor. He's part of the Magic Circle. In fact, Mike Vincent introduced me to him from Morocco.
Oh, Mike Vincent is another legend. Mike is one of the most generous magicians out there.
Well, that's what we're going to feature him in August. And this is Sylvia Schuer from Holland, who's also on our International Assembly. So, so as Joel was saying, you get this amazing magazine. and it's filled with, you know, all kinds of cool stuff and effects and ideas and
so for just a few dollars,
yeah,
you're getting the fantastic
in terms
magazine,
of English pounds,
you get the logo, you get the fantastic community, you get the rich history, 3 years older than the Magic Circle, you get Batman as president. What else do you want?
Well, there's a lot more. Joel will tell you about lectures.
Yep, we get not only doing the free lecture series, but there's lectures also just for the SAM members. There's assembly meetings. So we've had over 50 assembly meetings that you can watch. They're all recorded. You can watch in any language under the sun.
A language under the sun? We've had other languages which don't depend on the sun, because we come to everywhere. So you get all the lectures as well. You're spoiling people. However, the Magic Circle has a test. Everybody who become a member of the Magic Circle, you have to go through an exam, and it's a rigorous exam, really rigorous, to make sure you're judged by your peers. Talk to me about the entry requirements for the SAM.
Joel, you want to take this, or should I?
You can go right ahead.
Yeah, I think the entry requirements are not as strict as the Magic Circle, because as you and I well know, Andrew, and indeed some of the older folks like me will know, even Prince Charles had to pass a test, and I believe he did the cups and balls.
He did the cups and balls, and there's a great picture of him on the Magic Circle doing that.
With
and the original cups and balls in the museum.
We're not as rigorous. The only thing that we ask is for people to feel the same passion that we do. Yes, and that are interested. And we have, obviously, you know, from the professionals we've mentioned, and there's just a few, indeed, also amateur and club magicians. So I think, would you agree, Joel, the primary is a passion for the art?
Yes, we go by the thing that there are many rooms in the House of Magic, as Eugene Berger put it. So all are welcome, as long as you have a passion for the art of magic.
And $55.
And $55.
Which by PayPal or a credit card, which has the cost
and $55. That's all you need. Well, that's amazing. No, because now you've opened this up to lots of people who are passionate. I have many passionate viewers who have nothing better to do than to watch me and my fantastic guests. And they would say, actually, I'd quite like to be a member of the SAM. You sold it so well that you will get lots of inquiries. I love it.
Well, I think the idea, to be fair, is I don't think that we're jumping forward to sell it as such, because we just want to hold up the sign, if we put it that way, saying it's there. But if you have the passion, yes, and it doesn't matter if you don't perform, if you have the passion and you want to be part of an assembly wherever you live in the world, or which state you live in, you can join one and have this camaraderie. In fact, we refer to each other as compeers. Yes, I think some of us will understand why, but we won't go into that. So
what do you call yourselves?
Compeers.
Compeers?
Yeah, it's from
and why won't we go into it? Why won't we go into that? I like the idea.
Because like the Magic Circle, certain things that we have are based on, shall we say, ancient traditions. Okay, ancient traditions, without going into great detail.
Well, go into great detail. Tell me that.
I won't. Well, let's just say it's not a circle but a square. Okay.
Well, I see. Well, very good. So, end the vicious circle. We're going to have a square. Is that what you're saying?
No.
That's terrible. That's your headline. That's your clickbait.
No, we won't go into that, because many members also belong to that organization.
No, it is a fantastic society. The Magic Circle is fantastic. I love it.
It is.
So, in summary, then, the Magic Circle, you have to pass this criteria. You have to be a practicing magician, or you can do it on theory, and the tests are on the Magic Circle website. We give the details there. For SAM, you can, if you have a passion for magic. You can be an amateur if you have that passion. The only criteria is passion, and $55. And for that, you will get to use the logo on your website. You'll get this amazing magazine, and you'll get access to over 50 different lectures. And also, if you're very lucky, they might even invite you on the 27th of June. Is that your sales pitch?
Well, I would say that's our information.
Come on,
sales pitch.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, listen, it's so good. Do you want a final word from each of you? Go on then, Anthony.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say we should mention that one of last week's lecture, which was free, was Jim Steinmeier.
Oh, Jim Steinmeier, there's a legend.
Right. So, you get all that. Plus, I think tonight we have two shows. One is Arian Black's Magic Kitchen at 9 p.m. UK time, and roughly at about 2 a.m. more or less UK time. I haven't done the math yet. Who do we have tonight, Joel? I can't think of his name.
Peter Samuelson.
Say again, please.
Peter Samuelson.
Peter Samuelson, of course. Yep. So, these are kind of like top quality guys who are just giving up their time.
Oh, they're fantastic names in the magic community. You are spoiling members, and you've given a delicious little teaser for people who are not yet members. They will be flooding in. $55 is winging its way to you now. My usual commission will make it make sense. It has been such a joy having both of you on the show. Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure sharing a camera and mic.
The return of Batman. I will give the final word, because this is a world exclusive, the first time that we've had the interview with the president of the SAM. I want you to say it in a very presidential way, Joel, Batman. I want you to, in a very presidential way, to finish the show with some special messages for everybody watching. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Well, as Batman, I'm looking forward to expanding out the energy, the passion of the art of magic, and we'll see you at the SAM.
You did that so brilliantly. Fantastic. Anthony and Joel, thank you very much for being my guests. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Pleasure sharing a mic and
bye-bye.
Pleasure sharing a mic and camera. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
So there we have it, a world exclusive right here on ENN, the president of a Society of American Magicians, and also the president of the International Assembly for SAM. What a joy. Thank you so much to both my guests. If you want to join, all the details will be put in the little comment section below, little description section. And if you've got comments yourself on the show, please write to me at enn@octopustv.com. That's enn@octopustv.com. Don't forget to subscribe to Octopus. It's entirely free. We're on all sorts of platforms, traditional broadcast as well, coming very, very soon. But do check us out on Daily Motion, Octopus TV, also on YouTube. And you can write to me at Andrew Eborn, and also follow me, stalk me, share, subscribe, all of those on Octopus TV. It's been a real joy. Thank you very much to my special guests, and thank you to you for joining me. But until next time, be good, be safe, and stay magical.